we're going to talk about the two styles, the talking out loud to think, and then the thinking people that then talk. I identify with both. I'm, you know, out of the five attributes of the talk to think. I'm passionately that guy in all five of those attributes. I'm probably three of the five on the other. But here's what I realize: as I try to be a better leader, developing my managers and my executive team, I'm trying to shut up about it a lot and be more thoughtful and strategic and a planner. So when we get together, I'm the orchestra conductor that I want to be, and you never hear the orchestra conductor. It's about bringing the music out of those instruments that are in first chair and beyond. And so I have to work harder at that, but I see the wisdom of it. So my question, and I don't know, Michael and Khalil, I ask you too, because you're managing, a long, flat business. Do you identify with one more than the other? Khalil, let me ask you first. Do you see yourself?
Oh man, I am 100%.
I learn as I talk, or I'm
100%. I talk to process. I talk to think. Yeah. So I think a really big thing for me is that as I'm processing, and I'll just give the example of my wife, our marriage. One day, hey, well, we should start this business. Oh, we should travel here.
This is a risky little game.
We should move houses.
Bringing wives in.
Right? And my wife, Pal, was so stressed the first 2 years of our marriage. Just like, what are we doing with our lives?
Yeah.
And she had to have a talk with me about like, hey, like you're freaking me out because I don't know where we're going. And what I had to tell her is, hey, listen, I'm just thinking. And I'm throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Right.
Right. And two, the best way that you can, support me as I process is to just be curious, but also to not even like hold any weight in anything that I don't talk about for more than a week straight.
That's
right.
It's great.
If I'm on this, hey, we need to move house, and I'm talking about like we should really go to that house. Like if I'm taking action and I'm talking about this for more than a week, then I'm serious. If I said it in passing once, it was just an idea, and you should be like, oh yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
And then leave it at that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's me.
Yeah.
By the way, I love that you described it that way, because that is exactly the battle or the thing that I've had to overcome professionally. And it's a little easier when you sign the checks, right? Because whatever you're saying, we might be doing, but you might be driving someone nuts, right? My wife is the same. She used to freak out because I would entertain 8 or 10 different possibilities. I think it is a sign of a person who wants to, wants to stay in motion, right? It's this sort of an object in motion. I keep on glancing down at this thing and saying, why do I want to attach this? Why do I think this is limiting? I hate the idea that visually something is either or. So I sort of think, I think it's great because it gets right to the point. There might be someone near you who would rather think a bit before they talk. I know times when I've done this well, it's my executive team. We meet on Thursdays, every other Thursday, twice a month. And then we have a variety of different types of meetings. And now we're adding a wonder and imagination, sort of the super strategic stuff. We're trying to create a quarterly meeting where, no tactical stuff's in the room. It's just ideate. But in all those situations, all the meeting situations, we've realized that there needs to be upfront communication, an outline, and a teaser so that the people that think to talk can prepare, right? They can decide what they want to address and what they might want to contribute. And then in those...
Oh, wait, have you always known that as you're known that, or is that a recent... Because
no,
this is new. I'm like, man, I feel like I've been smothering people that aren't comfortable just jumping into the conversation.
Yeah, so that was what I was going to get as so for the open talker thinker like us, we think the answer to this is to stop for a second and pause and go like, what do you think? No, they're all going to look at you and go like, I haven't prepared. You just hit me with all of this stuff.
Right.
And I used to be really frustrated because I was like, well, everybody wants a seat at the table, but they're not willing to contribute.
Yeah. Yeah.
What you really need to do is go like, in a universe of infinite possibilities, where am I in a situation where I'm sitting in a room and I'm like, wow, next, and I'm hearing this input. I almost have to say, how can I set these different people up to be successful? Some people want to do a PowerPoint. You want to cover a subject and they want to take you through the steps and show you. Other people want to go, I just have 3 things on my outline. And then I have to temper in the room my excitement about the fact that I might have a 2-way conversation that I can dominate.
I love Pepper Wilson said it. She said, you and I, we think we've got a communication problem on the team with the team. And then the reality is we're overlooking processing differences, how people are processing and prepare. And I realized, what have we been discarding or not allowing to breathe, right? And if we don't create the space and the place for the differences to grow, to nurture.
I think it's really important that you set up a structure around you where people can tell you no.
Oh, absolutely.
Because especially as a business owner, here's an example of how I'm trying to implement that. This literally in the last couple of months. I got this from a guy named Brian Wilson, but he has a regular segment in every meeting he does.
Is that
one-on-one
the late Brian Wilson? Just
passed. I'm not sure who the late Brian Wilson is.
He's the Beach Boy guy.
Beach
Boy.
Oh,
sorry, man.
No.
See, this is what happens.
Sorry, different era. Sorry.
Knocker thinkers.
But anyways, he has a segment every single meeting he does. I've literally been a part of meetings with him, and it's a segment. And it's called a ninja chop. He says, everyone in the room has to ninja chop me. And essentially what that means is they have to say a reason why he's wrong. Now, every meeting, you're not going to be wrong in every meeting, but you can just say, hey, I don't like your shirt, Brian. Or, hey, Brian, you were 3 minutes late today. Or, hey, Brian, I actually don't agree with that meeting. And he sets this rhythm and this practice of every single meeting, someone is disagreeing with him. And he does it intentionally so that when they actually disagree with them, where they literally have something that they're not confident in, or they don't think that we should go down that direction, they already have the habit or the comfort of speaking up.
It's a great idea.
And so I think that's as someone who is thinking externally and that's how you do it. If you're not careful and you have a bunch of yes people around you, you're not going the right direction. You're making people upset. You have team members who are unfulfilled, who feel stressed and scattered and anxious all the time because they jump into a meeting with you and like a bomb goes off. Now you just added 25 tasks to their plate, and that's dangerous territory.
I think every listener can relate to this. This is why we're talking about this.